Hey you guys, it's Rochelle here. Real quick, you want to say hi, Bentley? Bentley, you want to say hi? And then Gunner is actually right behind me, sitting behind this chair. Oh, there he is. Hi. Okay, anyways, so I wanted to talk about something that I feel like probably there's countless of women out there who feel this way. And, you know, man, becoming a single parent is, I don't want to use the word necessarily hard. It's just all of the above. Let's just say that. And there's so many people out there, whether they're man or woman, who become single parents before the birth, after the birth, whatever the case may be. For me, mine came after, okay? Gunner, stop. Mine came after. We broke up after he was a year old. And I will say, like, our relationship was a 5+ year on and off relationship prior to my son. So it was nothing that was perfect to begin with. But I guess I don't really know. Is anyone really perfect? But anyways, I remember when we broke up feeling very depressed. Like, very depressed about the fact that I lost the person who I loved. Like, the person who I felt I was going to spend forever with. And I lost the idea of being a family. And I remember every day just sitting here. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. I remember sitting here, thinking, am I strong enough to do this? Am I a strong enough person to just be alone with him 24/7 and make it every single day? I remember thinking, feeling bad that we didn't work out. I remember feeling like, I don't understand why. Like, what was wrong with me? What was wrong with me that, I wasn't worth it, right? What was wrong with me that I wasn't worth it to fight for this relationship? Or why wasn't I worth it to just not do certain things? I remember feeling that way. And I remember feeling, I'll never have that picture of perfect family. I'm never going to have that, mother, father, kid, multiple kid, whatever thing with this person. And I remember just sitting here sulking, thinking about it. And I'm sure a lot of women go through that, because no woman, I'm telling you right now, no woman has a baby thinking, oh yeah, let me just go ahead and be a single parent with no problem. I mean, unless you're like doing it through a sperm donor. You know what I'm saying? So no one has the vision of, I'm going to have a child with some man and I'm going to be single afterwards. No one thinks that way. And I don't know how men feel about it, because I'm not a man and I don't know. But it's also crazy to me how do I want to say this? Because I don't want this to be like I don't want this to be like bashing. I'm not trying to sit here to bash. But I don't understand how, whether it's a male or a female, because this happens on both ends. So I'm not just sitting here saying the men, but how, when you break up after children, how can a parent kind of be MIA? That's something I don't get. Like, how can you not miss your kid? How can you not, like, you know what? Like, how can you not miss them? How can you not want to see them every morning when they wake up? Because I know when my son wakes up, he wakes up and he gives me the biggest smile and like says hi, and we say good morning and smiles like so great. So, like, I just don't know how anyone can miss a moment like that. And I remember talking to other single moms about You know, how is it that you cope with that? How do you cope with knowing you're a single parent, first off? How do you cope with, whether you're man or woman, I've asked this question, how do you cope with the other person not being involved the way that you feel the kid deserves to have them involved? How do you deal with thinking that you're never going to have that family anymore? How do you deal with the whole, you know, what did you do wrong in order for this to end the way it did? How did you deal with, have you ever dealt with your kid looking out the window saying the other parent's name, whether it's the mother or the father, and sitting there being like, mama, dada, whatever one they're saying, and they'd be like sitting there looking, wondering where they are, and you're just sitting there watching, and you're like, I feel sadness in my heart. I do. I feel sadness in my heart just sitting there watching you. And you're looking, and I have no response for you because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to tell. You know what I mean? Like, what do you say? So there's so many people I've talked to about that scenario where it's like, it's all too common. But I'm going to tell you this. I had a moment the other day. My son was being babysat for a couple of hours. And I remember feeling like I missed him because I can't even go that long. I can't even go to a doctor appointment and be gone for an hour for a doctor appointment without thinking of my child or wondering what he's doing, or I can't wait to come home to see him. I feel guilty. I feel guilty like I should be with him all the time. But I had a moment the other day where after I picked him up from him being babysat, I came home. Now, mind you, I know all of you mothers out there feel this way, okay? You feel crazy. I know a lot of you drink wine on a daily basis just to deal with being a mom. Hey, no shame in our game, just saying. But, and I know that we're all like, give me a moment of peace so I can pee or poop in the bathroom. Give me a moment of peace so I can take a shower. Can I eat my own food? I just made you a whole meal, and then I made my food, and you don't even want your meal. You want my food? Like, okay. And on top of it, if you have animals and how they want your attention, it's like both of them are like children, and if one gets attention, the other one wants attention. And I remember, like, there are days where I am tired as hell, I'm exhausted, I'm drained, I'm just and the baby wants me, the dog wants me, they both want my attention, and I'm just like dying, right? But this day I went to go pick him up from being babysat. We came home. It was me, my son, and my dog. And my son was crying, and he wanted mama. And the dog came up to me, and he wanted me to pet him. And normally I would be stressed about the fact that, like, oh my gosh, everyone wants my attention. I can't even breathe for a second. And it was in that moment where all the whole thoughts of, why didn't we work out? All the whole thoughts of, am I scared? Am I terrified of, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be strong enough? All the thoughts of, am I going to be a good mom? All the thoughts of all those things dissipated in that moment because I realized it was Friday night, it was a weekend, and I was sitting here chilling with my dog and chilling with my son. He'd be crying because he wanted my attention, and the dog would jump up on me and throw his whole body over me so I could pet him. And that, to me, is exactly what I need in life. And the only thing that I need to make sure is that I am first and foremost healthy, because I have to be first and foremost healthy in order to be able to be the best person for my dog and my son. And all I need to make sure is that I take care of them and that they are provided happiness and a life worth living. And I am enough to do that. I can do that. And I am strong enough to do that. No matter how many tears I've shed, no matter how many worries I felt, no matter nothing. I am strong enough, and so are so many other people out there who may feel that way, or they're feeling like they're struggling. You can do it. Take a look at your kid for a day. Just sit back and observe them. Because I sit back and I observe my son, and I'm just like, wow, you're an amazing little boy. And you are so smart, and you are so funny, and you have changed my world in a way that I will eternally be grateful. And that's all that I need in life. That's all that I need.